This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to talk about the PBC fight card. I really didn't get the chance to look at it. The night all the fights came on. I recently had to just catch up on all the fights. There was so many fights, but I want to talk about first. I want to talk about the Washington versus Chambers fight. We know Fast Eddie Chambers. He's been around for a while. He fought Klitschko. He fought, some pretty good fighters. He's only got two losses. He's 42 with two losses. I didn't realize he had so many wins, but he fought a guy in Washington, tall, long, rangy guy. That's just started boxing. He started boxing late. Uh, Chambers had problems with this guy's height and his guy's reach. With all the experience Chambers had, I just thought he can, get inside on this guy, but he never able to get inside on the guy. And Chambers being the smaller heavyweight, he let the bigger heavyweight outwork him. Chambers just can't pull a trigger. He's not pulling the trigger like he used to when I first started seeing Fast Eddie Chambers, and it was called him Fast Eddie Chambers for a reason because he had really fast hands. I really think Eddie Chambers, if he got really in good shape, that he probably could have been a cruiserweight or even a light heavyweight. But nevertheless, I don't know. He just can't pull a trigger, man. I don't know where he's gonna go from here, but he's still young, relatively young. As a heavyweight goes, because heavyweights they usually do better later in their career. So we'll see what happens with Eddie Chambers and Washington. And we'll see where he goes from here and how his career develops. But I'm gonna talk about the Delvin Rodriguez versus Williams fight. This was like a all out coming out puncher versus puncher, trying to see who can land their hard shot first. From the opening bell, they went at each other. Rodriguez got hurt in the first round. He came back and hurt Williams in the second round. And then they was hurting each other back and forth. And then Rodriguez got caught with a mean hook, man. Rodriguez, when I first started seeing him when he was like a prospect, he used to fight on Showtime a lot. He was more of a boxer. I mean, he was more of a technical boxer. He really didn't. I remember the Showtime commentators used to criticize him for, moving too much and not really sitting down on his punches. And ever since the Ward fight, he's been in some wars. He's been in some up and drag him out wars. His last fight was a drag him out war, and this guy Williams, knocked him out, caught him, man, knocked him out, and that's the risk you take when you try to land your hard shot. You can possibly get hit or countered and get knocked out yourself. So it was a good, exciting 2 or 3 rounds. But we'll see what Delvin Rodriguez do next. I'd like to see what Williams gonna do. I think they said that the winner of this fight maybe have a title fight with Donna Stevenson. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. Berto Ortiz, I expected this to be stoppage. I expected somebody to get knocked out in this fight. I just think every time these two guys fight, because of the way they fight and the way they approach the fight, it's always going to be a knockout. One of these guys going to knock out each other, and I wouldn't mind seeing part three because it was exciting. Ortiz actually came out boxing pretty well, jabbing to the body, jabbing to the head. Berto looked a little nervous and a little jittery. And when he got knocked down, I thought it was more like he came in square. He got hit just as he came in. It was like a perfect punch by Ortiz, but Berto wasn't hurt. It was just like a flash knockdown. And after that, Berto started fighting better. And Berto brought out his weapon, which he used to have when he first came on the scene, was that uppercut. Berto used to have a mean, vicious uppercut. It was like a sudden, explosive, where did the heck that come from uppercut? And he knocked some people out and knocked some people down, a lot of people down with that uppercut. And he finally brought it back. He said he was working on it in the gym, and he decided to bring it back. But he says mainly because he had his shoulder was messed up and he needed shoulder surgery, so he didn't really use the uppercut that much. So I would like and I really do. I know people's trying to get Ortiz a little, trying to be gracious, but I think Ortiz quit again, man. I really do believe Ortiz quit. See, this is one thing about Berto and Ortiz. When things are going their way in the fight, they can be excellent. But it's when things are not going their way, these guys, a lot of times they fall apart. They just fall apart, and it's hard for me. It was hard for me to pick Ortiz in this fight because of Ortiz quitting, and I don't like the way Ortiz, handled himself through adversity, and I can't pick him no more to win anything. And I don't know where Ortiz go from here. I mean, maybe Ortiz need to retire. I don't, he's an actor. He like to do all his other stuff, and maybe he should just go do that stuff. And Berto, I don't know if this puts Berto. To me, this don't put Berto back in the mix. It just, he just got a decent win against Ortiz. Let's not forget Ortiz. Out of his last, he lost 3 out of his last 5 fights. So this is just pump the brakes. Ortiz needs to get out of the game. To me, Berto. We'll see what he go from here. Berto can beat some guys. I mean, I would see Berto, versus I would like to see Berto versus Danny Garcia because I'm not convinced that Danny Garcia will win. I'm not 100% sure that Danny Garcia will win that fight. I will favor Danny Garcia, slightly, but Berto can fight, man. Berto is just something mentally with Berto that sometimes break down in the ring, man, and it's hard to trust guys like that. But I would favor Garcia, but that would be a good fight. I like to see Berto, fight Earl Spence Jr. Put Berto, up against that and see what Earl Spence Jr. do, against Berto. But nevertheless, that was a really good fight. And David Benavidez, the 19-year-old kid, that was a really good man. He's a really good technical fighter. That David Benavidez. He's Jose Benavidez Jr. brother, another really really good fighter. He's 6'2", light heavyweight, 14-0 with 13 knockouts, 19 years old. He got a really 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 good array of punches, and we'll see where he goes from here. He's still relatively young, and the light heavyweight division is top heavy, with Kovalev, Donna Stevenson, and Andre Ward is in there now. So we'll see where he goes from here. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.